Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bubby Brister and Friends Fantasy Football Podcast presented by Mountain Dew Baja Blast. I'm Billy. I'm here with Nick. Nick, Aaron Rodgers went over 60,000 passing yards in Sunday's loss to the Vikings in London, becoming the 9th quarterback to reach that mark. How many of the remaining other 8 quarterbacks that went over 60,000 yards do you think you could name?
8 of them, right?
Right.
Okay, so let's give it a shot. So, you said 60,000 yards?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say, and this is NFL, so I'm going to remove Warren Moon from the subject. So let's say Tom Brady.
Yep.
Peyton Manning.
Yep.
Drew Brees.
Yep.
Okay. Wait, I was like, am I wrong? No, all right, let's see. This is where it gets harder. Phillip Rivers.
Yep. That's the toughest one, I thought.
All right, okay. It wasn't hard for me because I've had Phillip Rivers on my fantasy team like a lot. So he's always going for 300 yards. It's easy for him. Easy money. This is where it gets hard because now you're like, well, Dan Marino.
Yep. He's the oldest, the most not modern player.
Brett Favre.
Yep, last week's fantasy Hall of Fame.
So how many is that? Is that like 6?
Yep, that's 6.
Okay. 2 more left. I'm not trying to top too much time. I'm trying to think really hard.
Right.
Like prolific. Ben Roethlisberger, maybe.
Yep. So
all
one
right.
more. I'll tell you that Matt Stafford is 10.
All right. Okay. Wow. Damn. Okay.
Stafford.
Huh?
He didn't go over 60,000 though. He's at like 57,000.
57. All right. So that's really telling, because he's been around for a good while too. I don't know if I can find the last one. Because it's not Eli Manning. I'm talking about like, and rest of the quarterbacks they've had really long careers like that, and prolific at throwing. That I could think off the top of my head. That's like that.
Like Phillip Rivers, he spent his last season with the Colts.
Last season with the Colts. Is it Matt Ryan?
It is Matt Ryan.
All right, cool. All right. It could have been. It wasn't Matt Hasselbeck. He nowhere threw that many yards.
Right.
But yeah, Matt, and Matt Ryan just got inducted in the Atlanta Falcons Ring of Honor.
Right. In that game, he watched Kirk Cousins break his single game passing yards record when Cousins passed for over 500 yards that game.
Gross.
The only other 2 active players in the top 20 of career passing yards are Flacco and Russell Wilson. Both guys Flacco, I don't know, won't die, but Russell Wilson, we don't know where he's at yet.
Joe Flacco, man, 3 touchdowns this past Sunday. Golly, that man is awesome. He
was dead when he went to the Broncos like 5 years ago, and he's still kicking.
I don't think he did as well as last year with the Ravens. So I don't understand how this even works.
Right. So, speaking of Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, did you see Robert Saleh was fired today?
Dog, the reports, let me tell you something. If you're a Jet fan and you're listening to this, and I don't know if we have a lot of Jets fans listening to this, but if you're a Jets fan listening to this, your franchise is dog shit. It's just dog shit. You, right now, if you're a Jet fan, right now, you have until Sunday. You could pick a brand new team. You can say, I'm done. I'm a Giants fan. I'll become this fan. You can pick another team. You are free to join another team. It's okay. We will not hold it against you. This is absolutely trash. Let me tell you something. This coach, now he has lost about, his win percentage is below 30%. So did he deserve to be fired?
I think it's the worst in Jets head coach history.
Right. So he's been a head coach for a long time. Okay?
Yep.
And losing for a long time. He's had a bad situation. But he's getting fired with a top 10 defense. You know what I mean? And to me, if you're a coach, you're known for something, right? You're a defensive coach, you're an offensive-minded coach, and that part of your team works, but the other part doesn't work, I think you get a pass. Rex Ryan got a pass with the Jets. You know what I mean? Because, hey, his defense always was great. You know what I mean? But the offense is meh. You know what I mean? Robert, his defense is great. His offense is and now his offense is Aaron Rodgers and Nat Hackett. Nate Hackett, or Nate?
Yeah, Nathaniel.
They said
it's all the same. Yeah.
There's a report that they said that Robert Saleh was going to fire Hackett. They said yes, there's a report, right, that Robert Saleh talked to Woody Johnson and had other whispers saying that, hey, I'm going to fire this guy. But it is reported that Woody Johnson had a conversation last night with who? Aaron Rodgers. And then the head coach gets fired, and not just fired, right? He's escorted out of the building like by security, like he stole something. Like he broke somebody's jaw. Like, wait a minute, you had a player break somebody's jaw and they get escorted out by security. You know what I mean? Jets. And you're telling me that this head coach gets escorted out by security? He's not even allowed to address his team.
We do have a Jets fan in the league. Smash Hawk Will is a
Will,
Jets
you are
fan,
free to join any team. I don't care.
He's a free agent fan?
Yeah, you are a free agent fan. You could join. I hate the Saints. You could be a Saints fan. I'll be okay with that. You know what I mean?
I switched all my teams up. It does feel good.
Just you have a free chance because this is dog shit. And if you think firing the head coach and you're gonna make the playoffs now, with Aaron Rodgers, who haven't thrown for 300 yards in almost 2 years, over
cooked.
2 years, he's cooked. He's so cooked. You know what I mean? Aaron Rodgers, the head coach didn't go 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's not throwing those.
The only move here for me that makes sense is if you hire Belichick like today and then just try and throw a miracle against the wall. Bill Belichick is too smart to do that, so it won't happen anyway.
Hell yeah.
But the Jets fucked up when they didn't fire Saleh after last season. I'm afraid the Orioles are making the same mistake. If you want to fire your manager or your head coach and you go into the following season with a date in mind of when they have to have it fixed by, whether in baseball you would think Memorial Day or the All-Star break, in football you probably think, week 5 to week 8 to when you think you could make a change that could save the season. If you go into the following season with that mindset with a lame duck head coach, you already fucked up. Just fire him at that point. Like, look where the Commanders are with their new head coach. Just boom. That would have never happened had they gone into the season with Ron Rivera. It would have been another trash season.
Right. You have to, because either you're going to be committed to your head coach or you're not. And the problem at these franchises, they can't go forward is the GM. All right. So the Jets' problem is the owner, who is a steaming fire of Baby Johnson & Johnson baby oil. Okay. Fucking like sitting there, have a shitty GM, and you're telling me that the head coach is hand-tied because he brought Hackett over, who was a shitty coach for Denver Broncos. But because he's cool, he's buddies, plays darts with fucking Aaron Rodgers, and we're getting Aaron Rodgers, who is $60 fucking million on your franchise. Right?
Yeah.
So you can't even get good talent around you. The bitch-ass guard on the team, Beckoff, who was a first-round draft pick, left tackle, who got switched to guard because he's fat. He came in this season twice, overweight, whatever. He plays guard, pitting out memes.
We like to say husky.
Husky? No, he's fucking fat. You know what I mean? 400 pounds is fat. 400 pounds showing up twice. You know what I mean? And then you're gonna do a meme on your head coach. You know what I mean? That's fucked up. So if you think the Jets are going to turn around, it's not. And just like you said, teams will not. You think this team going to make the playoffs? No. This team is done. It's cooked. Aaron Rodgers, this is last season. Belichick's going to bring a whole new team in. You're going to wipe everybody out. You know what I mean? I feel bad for the intern coach, Erlich. Yeah, he dead man walking. You're your head coach job, and you're not gonna be head coach next year. Let's see notes of Robert Cheechee, Robert Cheat or whatever, the guy from the Raiders who took over for Pasaccia. There you go. He took over for Gruden and took him to the playoffs, and did not get the head coaching job.
He should still be the coach there now.
Right. The team is like, well, sorry, you took him to the playoffs with Derek Carr. You know what I mean? Like, so are you kidding me? So it's just a terrible situation. And I'm pinning this at the doorstep of Aaron Rodgers because This is you just knew it was going to be a bad season sorry, Derek Carr. I've been in the footstep of Aaron Rodgers because when they had training camp, where was he? At Egypt.
Yeah,
he was in Egypt, and the head coach is like, "Yeah, I'm gonna find him because I thought he was gonna be here, and then he's not. I thought we were gonna compete, man. Everybody thought that Aaron Rodgers going to Jets was gonna be Tom Brady in Tampa. No, Tom Brady was there." To his dismay of his marriage, to the detriment of his marriage, he was there. You know what I mean? He was there. This guy's taking vacations to Egypt after missing a damn season. You know what I mean? So it's like, and he shows up.
He wasn't all in.
He was never all in, but telling everybody we need to be all in. And they got Cobb. They brought Cobb, the corpse of Cobb on the team.
Right.
Got him paid. You know what I mean? Alan Lazard, bless his heart, he's the only one worth the damn that he brought over. You know what I mean? So it's like,
I want to see them. Yeah, I was about to say that.
Bring more assets.
I want to.
What?
Yeah, I want to see them bring in Adams just so it can fail spectacularly.
What? They're going to trade the corpse of Mike Williams? Can I get an APB on Mike Williams? I didn't know his career was dead. You know what I mean? They're just not using them at all. And then you have the two running backs. So this offense should be way better, but the offense is not top 10. The offense ain't top 15. The offense ain't top 25. But it's the head coach's fault, who is a defensive head coach. It's his fault. Fuck out of here.
Now, I agree that this probably is Rodgers' final season, especially with the Jets, but I don't know if he's smart enough to call it a day after the season. I could see him wanting to... the Undertaker phenomenon where you think you got another match in you because you have a good match, so you push it, try and get another good match, and it's a bad match, but then you're like, hey, I don't want to go on a bad match, so give me one more match, and you have a good match. You're like, hey, I can keep doing this, and then you have a bad match, and you're like, hey, I don't want to go out on a bad match, give me one more match. It's a good match. You're like, hey, I can keep doing this. Bad match. Hey.
Is this a WWE reference when they had the worst wrestling match in the Crown Jewel in front of Saudi Arabia where they had Kane, Undertaker, the corpse of Shawn Michaels, and Triple H like wrestling each other, and they're all well over in their 50s trying to like put on a good match for 20 minutes? You know what I mean? Like, no. Aaron Rodgers, no one wants to pay you. That's the problem. He's not going to take vet minimum. He ain't going to take a pay cut to be somewhere else.
Yeah, that's true. He's definitely not going to take a pay cut.
And no one can pay him $60 million.
Right. Yeah, the Jets didn't need to do that. The Packers didn't want him. They were probably going to cut him.
Yep. And shout out the Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur said, look, I'm the head coach here. I'm the young guy. You're older than me. Yeah, I remember. But I'm the head coach. And this is the offense I'm going to run. And you need to run my offense. Oh, you don't like that? Then actually we're going to do what everybody's scared to do. We're going to let you go.
I don't understand why teams don't draft first-round quarterbacks all the time, even when they don't need one. Because, number one, they're cheap. Number two, they're probably better than any backup you can sign. So even if you have a first-round... It's what the Falcons did. I've been slurping the Falcons' Penix pick since it happened. Just keep drafting first-round quarterbacks.
I got an answer for you. The answer is twofold. One, ego. So, you remember how Aaron Rodgers felt by Love getting drafted? His ego was damaged. You know what I mean? He's always had nobodies.
But then he had his best year, one of his best years there.
Who is Brett Favre's backup right now? Not Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers' backup right now.
I don't know. It's not Zach Wilson. He's in Denver.
It's the corpse of Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor in his best day is not even half of what Aaron Rodgers is. So there's no even like, oh, Aaron, you're playing so bad, I'm going to put him in. It's not like Deshaun Watson and people are like, hey, pick Jameson. Jameson could fucking play too, You know what I mean? Like, we want to see something else. We don't want to see Tyrod Taylor. We know what that looks like. You know what I mean? It's going to be about the same amount of throws and a lot less yards and a lot more running. That's all it is. That's all it is.
I don't even know if he can run anymore. If Jameis gets in there, he's an interesting fantasy, dart throw.
Because he'll definitely put up 300 yards.
Since Bill Parcells left after the '99 season, including Saleh, who was just fired today, the Jets have had 8 coaches. Can you name the 7 coaches since the year 2000?
Oh, hell no. But I could, I know it was like Todd Bowles. You had this other guy. He was on ESPN too. He had Curtis Martin as running back. I forgot his name. He was he's coach of Arizona State now.
Okay, Bowles is correct. You're thinking of Herman Edwards.
Herman Edwards. You had
they had
Eric Mangini.
Yeah.
You also had Rex Ryan.
Yep, so that's 4 of 7.
You know what I mean? You got Saleh. So he's another one. He's on the list.
So you're down to 2. One guy was there for 1 year in the year 2000. He left the Jets to coach the University of Virginia.
Shit. No idea.
Al Grohl.
I would never got that. That would have been like the Jeopardy $600 question. Never got that one.
And the other guy made his money off of being the offensive coordinator for the Broncos when Peyton Manning got there.
Oh, man. Yes. The Geis. And Geis didn't even... And Geis was hot garbage, and he didn't get squared out by security. They let him walk
9-23,
out.
yeah.
He was hot garbage. Offensive genius, and the team was inept. You know what I mean? And they still let him like at least talk to the team and leave. Salas didn't even get a chance to leave because I guarantee Salas would have a team like this. He would have probably pointed a team because they consider him a player's coach. So I guarantee some people on that defense, when next year the players on that defense gonna want to be out because they'll be like, man, fuck this team.
Yeah, the fact that he got perp walked out of there lets you know this was a coup orchestrated by Aaron Rodgers.
And Woody Johnson's the fall guy. Woody's like, it's my decision. You're the owner. You're not Jerry Jones, man. Like, Jerry Jones, all right, Jerry Jones thinks he's player personnel. Woody Johnson's never been that guy. He's a Nepo baby of Johnson & Johnson. You know what I mean? He has rich British friends, and he owns a soccer team, too. You know what I mean? Like,
I took his shitty vaccine, and it did nothing.
I think I had
to get another fucking vaccine because of that. They were like, "Oh, that didn't do anything." I was like, "God damn it!"
I told you he's a dumpster of on fire baby oil. That's literally what he is. He's fucking trash. And for him to be like, "Yeah, it's my decision alone." Hell no, man. Salah's the Paul guy. Nat Haggett should have been fired, and she'd be like, "Yo, change over. We're gonna pick the quarterback. We're gonna have somebody else to run the offense." Fresh ideas, not these garbage Bronco plays that we saw that aren't good.
Yeah, but that's it. You ready to do some box scores? You got anything else on the Jets?
No. It's just like I said. If you're a Jet fan, smash Hawk, please. You could. It's okay.
You're a free man.
You're a free man. There's room on the Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
Have you ever
Baker?
Have you ever switched your teams before? I switched all my teams after I turned about 30. I switched to the Commanders. I went all in on them. Because it got to a point where in like 2010, 2011, I was like, I've watched nearly every Redskins game at the time since I moved here in 2001. Like, I literally watched all their games every week. And I was just like, I'm just going to go all in on them. Like, I know their team better than anybody at this, but better than any other team I know at this point.
I remember when I first met you, like you was kind of like you're from Pittsburgh, so Steelers and like Boston Red Sox.
Like Favre.
Favre and all that stuff. Yeah, I remember that. You know?
Same thing with the Red Sox. Like, I had been going to Tides games now for like 6 years at that point.
Yeah.
They had just joined with the Orioles, and I was watching the Orioles on TV, so I was like, fuck it. Who am I kidding? I want to watch the Orioles now. And then I switched up from I became a Penguins fan because in the early 90s they were winning Stanley Cups. And all of Western Pennsylvania caught like hockey fever at the same time. And then I moved here the same year Yager got traded here. And I started watching the Capitals. And they drafted Ovechkin. And I was like, who am I kidding? I'm watching. But then I switched again. I canceled my cable and I couldn't watch the Capitals anymore.
Right.
And COVID happened.
Nashville Panthers, right? Yeah.
Predators.
Yeah.
Predators. Yeah, COVID happened. And I wanted to watch hockey on TV when we couldn't leave our houses. And I couldn't watch the Capitals because I was unwilling to pay for cable. So I sent a letter to all the American hockey teams And the Predators wrote me back and said, we want you to be our fan. And I was like, you got me for life now.
Yeah, that was the coolest thing. You sent me a picture of that. I was like, that's the coolest shit ever. Because, I mean, like, somebody, like, good. You know what I mean? Because, like, you know, the bigger teams are like, whatever. But, like, they're like, these people, like, are, like, more grounded to their team. And, like, hey, you know what I mean? Yeah. You want to be our fan? Hell yeah, we'll take another fan. We don't care where you're at. We'll take a fan. You know
it worked out better than I ever could have imagined. I did it, like, seriously, but I also did it as, like, how will this work out? Will anything happen? But what it did when they sent me that, like, packet of giveaway stuff, it provided an instant connection to the team. It really did. That I did not see coming. And I was hooked immediately. I watched the game that night and started learning the team. And thankfully they were, like, kind of down at the time. So I didn't feel like I was hopping on a bandwagon or anything. Yeah. Because they're about to break out this year. It's been about 5 years now, and they are legit contenders this year. And I followed the rise back up.
That's what's up, man. That's awesome. That's real awesome.
Yeah. Yep, so let's get into these box scores. First game, we got Jordan versus me, the fantasy football team. This was a battle of 3-1 teams. I won my second consecutive game here. I improved to 4-1. This game wasn't close. I won 157 to 118. I was a little nervous, though, even though I was beating him by, like, 90 points, because he had, like, 5 guys going on Monday night, and had the Mahomes, Kelsey. He had the Saints defense, the Saints kicker, the Chiefs head coach, but it didn't matter. He still came up way short. His best performance was T. Higgins. That has to make him feel good. 9 catches, 83 yards, 2 touchdowns. That was basically his first good game of the season.
Yeah, true story. You know, your man Jay Mason, 89 yards there in a fumble loss. I mean, he's the little engine that could. James Conner, 86 yards. So it's like it's like really weird. Running backs are having a hard time hitting 100 yards now. You notice that?
Yeah.
It used to be like 100. Now it's like 87, 70 yards, maybe 92 on the high end. You know, he ran 2 tight ends, which is interesting, with Kincaid.
He's been doing that because he has no bench.
You know, yeah, he has no bench. You know what I mean? He's waiting for Nick Chubb and possibly McCaffrey to come back, so he's waiting for something to break there. Really troubling stats like Mahomes, no touchdown. It's like,
yeah,
what's happening?
15th ranked quarterback. You didn't draft him 29th to get the 15th ranked quarterback.
Right. You know what I mean? Well, what's happening there? Your team, really interesting. Big games there from Brock Bowers. He had that one huge catch that really hit you, give that nice point bump there. Your fantasy special teams really came in clutch there with
I smoked
43
him there,
points.
43 to 14.
Yeah, it came real clutch there. Brian Robinson Jr., just quiet game.
Yeah, he came into the game injured, and then they went up big, so I don't think they wanted to they had no reason to overuse him at that point. They let him get a couple touchdowns. Only 7 carries for 18 yards, saved by the 2 touchdowns. He has no injury designation this week, so I imagine he came out of that game healthy. Bowers, you mentioned, that was his first career touchdown, 23 points, 8 catches, 97 yards. He had 12 targets, number 1 ranked tight end. That was the first time I used him where he popped off. That's exciting. CeeDee Lamb, 11 points. Everybody had double digits here. I played, except for Antonio Gibson, who I played at my flex spot. I didn't want to play Achane again. Just he's been killing me lately. Thank God I didn't. He only got 2 points. He got a concussion. They have a bye week this week. I haven't totally given up on him. I would like to trade him, but I'm not going to give him away. You know what I mean? So, because if Tua comes back, he's going to catch some dump-offs.
Right. If Tua comes back, and that's a gigantic big ball if. You know what I mean? Like, it's you know what I mean? But Tank Bigsby, 101, 2 tutties.
I would love to talk about this. I took a flyer on him. He's owned in less than 10% of ESPN leagues. I had noticed some trends with him where he was averaging, in 2 of the 4 weeks, he had 21 carries for 163 yards. 2 11-point games out of those 4 weeks. So you see that and you're like, hey, there's something something going on here. Let's add him and see if we can catch lightning in a bottle. And I just might have done that. He had 101 yards, 2 touchdowns. Had I not done that, he would be the number 1 waiver claim this week. So I jumped everybody on that. I need him going forward. I also got lucky where I played Trey Sermon, who started in place of the injured Jonathan Taylor. I lucked into him the day after waivers last week. I was looking for a running back, and I knew Thomas had a sprained ankle, and I was like, let's just add him and see what happens. And he played. He did okay. He 10 carries, 38 yards, 6 catches, 25 yards, 21 points, a touchdown. It sounds like he might play again this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, John Taylor, he might be out for another game. My only concern with your team is Big Cock Brock, man. Like with the quarterback uncertainty in Oakland, if they go to Aiden O'Connell, he might not get the targets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he has a connection with Garden. You know what I mean? It's if Aiden comes in, Aiden might be like, I need to get Devontae involved, or I need to get Jacoby Myers involved, or you know what I mean? Like they're different quarterbacks.
He's a tight end, so I really can't expect too much of him anyway. He has 36 targets on the season, this is 4 games now, so that's close to 10 targets a game on average. That's really impressive for a rookie and a tight end. So I mean, even if he gets like 10 to 15 points a week, that's a top tier tight end. And it looks like he has more potential than that even. So, yeah, I really like my team so far this season. Cooper Kupp, I don't know. I want him back, but I also, even if he comes back, he's probably just going to get hurt again. So, that's all I got on my team. Jaden Daniels was really good again from a fantasy perspective, even though... Oh, back to Jordan's team real quick. He's waiting on Nick Chubb, but if Deshaun Watson's there, it doesn't really matter.
I mean, I don't know, because they'll move that offense back to just hand the ball off to Nick Chubb. You know what I mean? And
I hope so.
But I mean, for me, he'll have to be on a pitch count. They're not going to let him just grind himself into the ground. So Ford's still going to get it to I have Ford, and Ford will turn to a pumpkin when Nick Chubb come back. So unless they're down, unless they're down in games, then they'll use Ford as third down back to catch out the backfield, and that's the only chance I have really with him.
Yeah, so when you're waiting on these injured guys, especially an injury like Chubb had, if you hope you get him back by week 6, and then you need him about 4 weeks to get up to speed, and then, if you're lucky, you'll have him for, the last 2 or 3 weeks of the fantasy regular season. Next week, we got Smash Hawk versus Dead Money. Smash Hawk improves to 4-1. He's one of 4 4-1 teams. Dead Money is dead. Just dead. He's 0-5. He only scored. He has a 7% playoff chance. He lost
still
136 to 179.
Still a
chance. He's got nothing worth talking about on his team, and I'm just literally nothing.
I mean,
Sam Darnold had 7.
That Jets defense, that apparently the head coach got to get fired for. Even the running back for the Seattle, 5 points. Z Moss, probably one of the biggest fantasy disappointments here, because he was supposed to be the bell cow in Cincinnati, and he's just not.
I traded him to him. It looks like I might have even lucked out there with that shitty trade I made.
Marvin Harrison Jr. and Chris Olave combined for 4 catches for 46 yards. That sucks.
Yeah, this is a bad week for Dave. There's not even anything here to make fun of either. This is just a pathetic piss down your leg performance here.
The only thing I could hang my hat on a little bit is that he might look for Tank Dell has potential with Nico Collins being week to week.
Yeah.
So so Tank Dell might get moved up a little bit because Stephon Diggs is sleeping with Cardi B and doing other things. You know what I mean? Maybe he'll get less targets because he's eating all Tank Dell's value. But Smash Hawk. A standard win here for Smash Hawk. Stroud.
Double digits.
Yeah, all across the board. Just straight
except
down
for the head
line.
coach who lost.
Except for the head coach, right. And that was fluky at best right there with the blocked field goal for a touchdown. So,
yeah.
Great point from a fantasy standpoint, really. the tight end for the Jets, 6 for 55, 11 points.
Conklin.
Yeah.
Some interesting plays for him, though. He got 15 points from Alexander Madison. Zamir White, who I dropped this week, was out, so Madison got the start. Remember, Madison was kind of like a hot shit with the Vikings.
Yeah.
When he was a backup, he was always really good, but then he got the starting job and he sucked.
And he was,
so he's getting another chance here with the Raiders.
Yeah, I had him last year. Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He was hurt. He was all right at the beginning, then he fell apart.
Yeah. He got 15 points, 6 catches, 36 yards, and a touchdown from Wan'Dale Robinson with Neighbors out. That was a really good play.
Yeah. Really good. Smith Jigma actually got a touchdown, got in the end zone, but less than 50 yards. Alvin Kamara, he's getting points. He just all the Saints have. That's it. The Saints have nothing but him, and he's not going to be on the team next year. So that's crazy. And his running back,
Smash Hawk has a
Williams,
really good.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, Kyron Williams. Well, I was going to say, he has like a really good, strong foundation with Kamara and Kyron Williams and then like C.J. Stroud. And then if he can get A.J. Brown back, that'll be key. And then Goddard. They were both on buys this week. But Rashee Rice is done. He's going to have to drop in. Even if he comes back, it's not going to be fantasy relevant. It'll only be NFL playoff relevant.
Correct. That's absolutely true.
But, yeah, good win for him. Anything else from you on that game?
No, that's it. It's pretty straightforward. I'm sorry, Dead Money. That's tough, man.
Yeah, it's tough. You wait all year for this shit, and then you just fucking
shit the bed.
Just done. It's not even fucking Halloween
It's
yet.
on fire. The bed is on fire. You're like, well, shit, I can't even shit the bed. It's on fire. It's not even Halloween.
He's in worse. He's in worse position than the Jets. He's getting walked out of his house.
His house is on fire. It's like, damn. It's not even Halloween yet. And it's like fancy's over for him. It's like,
it's not even Columbus Day.
This was like, and I don't think his team will ever get high points ever. So I mean, not with these players and what's happening. So it's like, this is just a donation year. You donated $100.
Yeah. I don't know why he's not shopping Tyreek Hill. You can get something for him just on his name alone.
Name alone.
Even if you get like three. Right, even if you get like 3 guys who can get you like 10 to 15 points a week, that's better than what you're getting now. And his roster needs that. This is you, Buck What You Think versus Mile High Salute. You both finished this game 2-3. You needed a win here, and you got it. 174 to 98. You almost doubled them up.
I got high points.
Nice, 40 high fives.
Hell yeah, baby. You know what I mean? That's how you get off the snide. Get it like this. Get a little scoring explosion. Baker Mayfield 180 for 3 tutties. White with 14 points, 72 yards rushing, which is like really good for him. Kareem Hunt, the corpse of Kareem Hunt there with 102 points, 102 yards and a touchdown. He's turned the clock back to 2018.
27 carries. This was a huge pickup for you. There was like 6 or 7 waiver claims on him, and you won it. I wanted to trade for him right after you got him. I was ready to make you like a Godfather offer before I got cold feet. But, yeah, Kareem Hunt, that's a big deal.
But your team has to be – my team was absolutely trash before this week. Understand, I scored 42 points.
Right. You've been extremely up and down where you'll get like 160 one week and then like 50 another week and then back up to 160 and then 90.
42.
So I think you're going to even out here.
You know what I mean? Mike Evans, 2 touchdowns. And he could have had a third if Baker Mayfield saw him toward the end of the game. That would hurt my feelings. When I watched that live, I was like, no, that's points.
That was a terrible loss for the Bucks.
Yeah, because we saw the face masking. It's come on, man. You gotta call that. It's like it wasn't so. But Brian Thomas Jr. This is what I want to really talk about. Brian Thomas actually, he's every year. Last year had J-Mo. J-Mo did nothing for me at all. This time, Brian Thomas Jr., my rookie, 5 catches, 122 and a touchdown. He's number 1 wide receiver on Jacksonville. You know what I mean? He's the package.
Number 9 ranked in our league scoring wise. This is his first career 100-yard game. He's had 26 targets the last 3 weeks, 4 double-digit games in 5 weeks. Yeah, you got a dude here. Where'd you draft him? 106. Yeah, that's a great pick.
And Garrett Wilson, 13 catches for 101 yards. You know what I mean?
22
points.
Targets. That's like 6 yards a target. Like so when you look at this, you're like 13 catches. Fuck yeah, 101 yards. Okay, 22 targets. So this just shows how cooked Aaron Rodgers is because he can't throw the ball more than 8 yards.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It just is really bad. And speaking of Aaron Rodgers, on the other side of the coin, Mark Andrews, 4 catches for 55 on my bench. You know what I mean? He finally scored points for me on my bench. You know what I mean? It's like,
That's okay, though, because
that was a shootout game. You should have had way more than that.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. But at the same time, like, at least he showed you something to where you could at least trust him to be in your lineup this week and not feel like an asshole about it. You know what I mean? Even if he sucks, you're like, well, you did do something last week. He's a big player.
Rashid Shaheed is going to turn into a pumpkin if Derek Carr is out for any extended time.
I want to trade for him, man.
He's I'm willing to listen. He's Saints player, so I'm not really keen on Saints players, but I mean he's a big shot player there for them, and it's without Derek Carr, I don't know. You know what I mean? But mile high salute. Jordan Love, he just had probably one of his worst games career wise. It don't look like that on a stat sheet, but if you watch the game, it was really bad. Cook for Buffalo, though, is just a little engine that could, man. He is, like, very consistent. The Buffalo offense, you think would go through Josh Allen, but it goes through him. Like,
number 6 ranked running back.
If he makes it happen, the rest works. DK Metcalf, 4 catches for 55 yards is kind of lame.
I've never liked Seattle receivers for fantasy purposes, and this is why.
I mean, think about it. For the last, almost 15 years now, I mean, they have number 1 wide receiver. It's just the quarterbacks are like, I just passed everybody. I'm like, you bitch.
Right, and you never know when to play which one. They're gonna have good games, and there's usually 3 of them, and good luck figuring which one that week is gonna have the game.
Lockett will give you 118 yards or 176, 8 for 176. Next week, 2 catches for 15. You're like, bro, please. You know what I mean? And it just hurts your feelings. The feels are bad. Yeah. You know what I mean? Really scary situation to be monitoring, though, for Mile High for him is on his bench, G. Pickens.
Yep, George Pickens. I just offered him a trade for him. He has way too many receivers. So hit up Brandon if you need a receiver. He needs a running back, and he's got about 6 decent receivers.
And D. Johnson on Carolina, who he's supposed to be their number 1, and he is getting no play at all. It's bad. It's like these are 2 number 1 wide receivers, and they are in no man's land right now. They are bad.
The previous 2 weeks coming into this game, he had 15 catches on 27 targets for just over 200 yards, 205 yards, 2 touchdowns, 47 points. This week, 3 catches, 6 targets, 23 yards, 5 points. I don't know. With Thielen out, he's probably going to see some double teams, but he's also going to break out now that they have a professional quarterback. But
maybe
he doesn't have a spot for.
He scored 10 points last week. I don't know how breakout you're going to
have. Both of you sucked in the fantasy defense thing. You were saved by your kicker a little bit. No head coach for you this week.
Yep.
Did you just needed the roster spot?
No, I was like, I don't want to do it. I was like, because I looked at the free agent pool, the teams, and both teams are all pick'ems, and I was like, you know what I mean? Because my fallback would be like, all right, Tampa Bay versus Falcons, I would have did it, and then I would have been pissed off because we lost in overtime. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like, I said, nah, I'm not going to do it. I thought Tampa Bay defense would do something, and that, about that. Not happening. Kicker, though, I get good points out of my kickers. I'm happy with that.
Yeah. We'll move on to the next one. We got Brindle. Brindle's team name, I'm calling him Lionheart all season. He changed it to Lucky Lions. He's 0-2 since changed his team name. I hope he loses every game until he changes his team name back to Lionheart. Lionheart has pedigree. We won championships in his Shipyard League back almost 20 years ago with the team name Lionheart, and he went with Lucky Lions. I told him today, I was like, only bitches want luck. I was like, you want a strong team name like Lionheart, and he won't change it back. So I hope he never wins again. He loses this one to.
in fairness, this week is his Lions bye week, so his team was,
Yes.
like I said last week, his team was all Lions players. I'm like, they're all Lions players. I'm like, well, your whole team's on bye, so it's gonna be hard sledding there. Stafford, 19 points, and then
you can drop him now.
I'm tired of saying the corpse of Ezekiel Elliott. Billy, say something else about Ezekiel Elliott.
Just what the fuck are you doing? We don't need Ezekiel Elliott on your team.
I think he's just doing it to troll us now. Because it's like, why is he
17
starting?
yards.
Why is he
Ezekiel Elliott dropped himself in fantasy now. Listen to this. So week 1, I'll give you that. 10 carries, 40 yards, a touchdown. Since then, 4 games, 12 plus 8, that's 20, 35, 41, 58. 20 carries for 58 yards.
A little over 3.1 clip. Hey, he don't catch the ball at backfield. That's not his thing.
Nope, you're cooked.
Tyler Algier. The Falcons had no running game against the Buccaneers last Thursday, so that's more of an anomaly. Tyler Algier, though, you could tell, and I hate to be that guy, but he runs the ball better than the other guy. He's a more pure running back than the other guy is. he's athletic.
He's also a great stash.
You know what I mean? But Tyler Algier, you give him the ball in an I formation, he's going to shake somebody. He'll run somebody over. Like, Tyler Algier will be better on another team. Because he's going to leave this team. He's not going to stay in Atlanta. He'll go somewhere else, and he'll be like 27. He's going to be great. Again, I said
someone will pay him.
Right. The corpse of Mike Williams, 2 for 25. Wow. Who is T. Tucker? 2 for 18.
Trey Tucker. I was looking at him on free agency.
Who are these people?
Well, this is the so with his massive bye weeks last week, like that sucks. You had to eat the shit this week. But on the plus side for him is he really doesn't have to worry about bye weeks the rest of the season.
I guess, but Jesus Christ, that's not your entire team. You know what I mean? Atwell gave him good value there. Washington defense really gave him some points there too.
Great matchup. You
know what I mean? But I would not hang my hat on Gibbs, Laporta, you know what I mean, who has done nothing this year so far, and Montgomery. Like, you can't, the two-headed monster with the quarterback and then J-Mo isn't enough to get him there. Malik Neighbors is their X factor, hopefully he'll be okay.
Yeah, he needs to get Nakua back ASAP, and then Neighbors should continue after Neighbors was concussed, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he needs both of them back to like solidify. He needs a running back too. Playing Ezekiel Elliott is like inexcusable in 2024.
So in Tampa Bay here, Punisher.
Yeah, this is the story of the game. We spent too much time on Brindle's team.
We're just dissecting this team. The Lamar Jackson, 47 points. I think it's fancy high, right? I think no one scored 47 this week. 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, 4 touchdowns. Him and Henry, they are on pace for like 3,000 yards rushing or something combined for the Ravens. So he's got a motor here. Like I was talking about, Smash Hawk has a motor. Lamar and Henry, that is a killer combo.
But it's just like, well, you're seeing value. Like Lucky Lions is all Detroit Lions. This team is built by the Baltimore Ravens. If they are having a bad game, he loses. There's just no way around it.
Hopefully they have a bad game this week against the first place Washington Commanders.
Chuba
Hubbard.
Yeah, man. He's a little injured that good. Brandon
Ayuk had a
breakout game for him. Breakout.
Yep.
For this season.
8 catches, 147. McLaurin keeps catching bombs from Daniels. So
that's the only thing saving him.
Yes, there's some fool's gold here, but it's also good because, like, before McLaurin would get peppered with balls because he was the only receiver and the Washington had to throw because they were losing. But now it's like the flip side where he's only catching bombs, and Daniels isn't throwing very many touchdowns either. He's only thrown 4 on the season. So, I don't know. I love McLaurin. I'd love to trade for him, but at the same time, I don't want to pay what it would take to get him.
Right. T. Etienne Jr. Pumpkin alert for Halloween. Pumpkin alert because he might be cooked. He has a shoulder injury, and he's being displaced. So it's hard sledding there for him there.
He's had double digits all 5 weeks, 15, 18, 15, 11, and 13. So from that, you're like, okay, he's not killing it, but he's not posting bombs either. But this looks like it's about to fall off a cliff here. Like, this is dangerous territory with ATN here.
Right. His bench, first note, Jay Downs, I drafted Jay Downs. With
I loved him in the preseason.
Jay Downs, I liked him in preseason too, but then I saw the quarterback, and I was like, this ain't gonna work. But with Joe Flacco, value. 9 catches, 69 yards. Now we're talking.
12 targets. He's had 37 points the last 2 weeks. He also is a hot addition. He was added in over 26% of leagues, ESPN leagues last week.
But Joe Flacco, hell yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so Downs is a good flex going forward for sure.
Jacoby Myers, 6 for 72. And sad part, Keenan Allen, 3 for 33. This is depressing. If he gives us another bad week, we go into week 6, and my man doesn't even break 50 yards. No, he breaks 70 yards. He's Keenan Allen. 70 yards, stick a fork in him.
Full disclosure, I'll have a trade offer out for him. I offered him Antonio Gibson for Keenan Allen. But at the same time, I have it in mind where, he could be my first guy cut. I have, one too many running backs on my roster now, and I need a receiver. And, Keenan Allen is a
name.
Fantasy Hall of Famer to be someday.
Yes,
and
he will.
But this is just a sad season so far for him. That's all I got in this game.
Yeah, that's it.
Good win for Tampa Bay. They are one of the 4-1 teams. Sweetness 34 versus Renegades of Funk. Heaters lost 2 in a row. Funk improves to 2-3. This was a blowout, 155 to 109 in favor of Funk, which is DeMoss. DeMoss, double digits from almost everybody except for Dontavian Wicks from Green Bay. He did not play a head coach as Detroit was on a bye. So, I don't know. Funk here is without St. Brown, without Adams, without Ingram, and without Pacheco. So to be 2-3 without all those guys is pretty good. You got to weather those storms, and if he could get those guys back and win at the same time, he got 31 points from Mooney, 9 catches, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns. If Cousins is back, Mooney's a guy. DJ Moore, 5 catches, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns. Caleb Williams is getting better every week. He'll never be as good as Jaden Daniels, but he's getting better.
All right. So, Daryl Mooney, look, enjoy that lightning in the bottle because it's not happening. Daryl Mooney is not said coming to Roddy White.
He's good.
He's not said coming to Roddy White, okay? He's not. Okay, let's just stop.
He can
be let's just stop. He played against JaVale Dean, who was the worst corner, starting corner for Tampa, and he gave him a 10-yard cushion, and he ate him alive. Hell, he dropped the pass that he was wide open. He could run for another time. He dropped
Terrible drop.
Right, so it's come on, man. It's just not going to happen. Things I'm looking at is Cam Akers. That's a pumpkin alert. Because the Houston
but he's also someone you should keep on your roster.
Right.
Even when they lose work, you're like, okay, but this could come back around 3-4 weeks from now and mix in.
DJ Moore, is this a common occurrence for him? Because this might have been a revenge game for him. You know what I mean? Ooh, against Carolina, let me get him. And that's why he scored these points. You know what I mean? That's 5 for 102. These are some bombs there from there. It's interesting. So I don't know. It's 4 weeks of
double-digit points. And the only week he didn't have double-digit points was week 1 when he had 9 points. So he's been pretty steady. He's the 13th ranked receiver.
Okay. You know what I mean? But it's but he does a Pittsburgh defense where it saves a lot. Because Pittsburgh defense always scores some points, keep the points low. Sweden is 34. He has to deal with the roller coaster known as Josh Allen. 131 yards, 1 touchdown.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's pathetic.
You know what I mean? DeAndre Swift had an appearance, 73 yards and a touchdown. So he's trying to get there. His wide receiver situation is a problem. There's issues there. I mean, you can't. He doesn't. The help isn't coming. Devontae Smith is concussed too, and I don't know if that's going to work out well. He has the Carolina Panthers rookie who had 1 point. Amari Cooper, Browns. That's all you got to say about that. And Roma Duje, it's hard to tell. Caleb Williams is way up and down. Caleb Williams, best game of his career last Sunday. You know what I mean? Against the Carolina Panthers. You can't play you play Carolina one time. That's all you got this year. You can't play him no more.
He has a lot riding on this Hawkinson return. He needs a pass catcher bad. Jordan Addison is not going to be that guy.
No. And he's running like 2 tight ends with Ferguson and Hunter Henry. He's really searching. Ferguson 6 for 70 though is pretty good.
Right. Yeah. He needs a pass catcher. Let's go to. Ooh, I didn't even see this. Stealing the wins for Spawn, 142 to 141. Spawn has won 4 in a row to become one of the 4-1 teams. 49 points from Burrow, 392, 5 touchdowns. Wow, 142 to 141. Kenny Walker, only 19 yards with 15 points. He's healthy again. The Bengals running back, Chase Brown, it seems like he's on the verge of a breakout.
He is. This was the nail biter award for the week because this is, again, do you want to get blown out or do you want to lose nail biters? I'd rather get blown out because losing by 1 point is a whole game of coulda, woulda, shoulda. You know what I mean? I should have played the Dallas head coach and I would have won. And it's true. So it's it's tough. You know what I mean? But you're not going to play the Dallas head coach against the Steelers. And I understand that.
Or you play Rico Dowdle over Eckler. You win. Yeah, he had many paths to victory.
Aaron Jones, there's lots of paths to victory here. And that's where it's just tough. You know what I mean? Like, Kyle Pitts had his best game of the year, but, you know what I mean? Kraft had an amazing long run, 2 touchdowns. He's the new hot shit in town. Tyler Lockett, again, an up and down game for him, 4 for 75. So that's standard. Drake London, his best career game, 12 for 154 and a touchdown.
7th ranked receiver because of this game.
Bargain bin Mike Evans. That's what he is. You know what I mean? Can't afford Mike Evans, get Drake London.
25 targets the last 2 weeks for London, 18 catches.
Yeah, him and Kurt Cuzzo are having a good connection. So that's not fool's gold. They're actually trying to connect. But the Drake London's consistency is not as good, man. Xavier Worthy, man. What do you feel about this guy, man? I just don't.
I mean, the Chiefs' offense isn't what it used to be, but at the same time, you'll never be surprised if they are able to turn it on. So, 3 catches, 25 yards, a touchdown. He's not really a receiver, but he's not really a running back. Yeah, I don't know. Those guys are kind of tough to project. I really like his roster from top to bottom here, even with Waddle, Pitts, Dowdle all on the bench, and Prescott.
He has Barkley on bye, so I mean that's
right.
You guys running back Jesus come back and that's guaranteed 25 points.
Yeah, he just made a mistake playing Eckler over Dowdle, and Eckler had a good game, 13 points, 6 carries, 67 yards.
So
Eckler's had double digits every game he's played in for a guy who is not touching the ball very much.
So for the NL MVP here, I'm concerned about Deebo Samuel. I'm concerned.
Yeah, the 49ers aren't right.
Just 1 for 11. Like, Kittle went off 8 for 64. Like, you mean tell me you can't get Deebo at least 5 catches, at least 4?
Yeah, Ayuk went off.
Are they just like they're just really commit to the idea that Deebo is not going to be on the team next year? Jerry Jeudy 1 for 16. The pride of Alabama.
He's droppable.
The pride of Alabama. He started Cleveland Browns defense. That's tough. I think Joe Burrow got high points with 49. 392, 5 touchdowns. Yeah. Bruce Irving had a terrible game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Thursday. Bucky was, that's right. I'm thinking Bruce Irving, the defensive end. He had a terrible game Thursday. Fumbling the ball. You could tell he wasn't running as hard as he normally would have. He wasn't feeling it. So it's interesting.
Yeah, that's it here, really. What's up with Kittle's injury, I guess?
I don't know.
Let's
I
look.
feel like Kittle stays questionable.
Right, ribs, limited, so he's fine. Limited participant. He did miss a game, though. Last game of the week, we got Jones, 172, 129 to New Day. New Day falls to 3-2. Before this game, Jones went on a diatribe on the message board. He said, 4 weeks in and I want a divorce. I'll just read it here. He says, I've never been more sure of anything, and it's 100% your fault. I want a divorce, Nakua Matata. That's his team name. It was so hot, anticipating the moment I got to use my magic fingers to set your lineup so perfectly. Our souls danced together, and we wept. Then it was your turn to reciprocate. I can't perform. My players aren't in shape, and I feel ugly. Can't. Still injured. I want to, but my running backs are sore, and one is still fumbling 4 weeks in a row. Fuck you. Keep the kids. I killed the fish, and I've been managing the shit out of the 3 other teams for a while. One is a dynasty from before we even met. Get cancer and fucking die. That was the message this head coach said to his team. And his team responded with 172 points. You said you got high points. I think Jones got high points.
No,
nope, you got it by 2.
Yeah, thank you. I got it. No, I got it. But I mean,
so
Bo Nix.
Well, after he went scorched earth, he replied at 7:46. Also, just because I hate my team doesn't mean there's a fire sale. I don't want your shitty 2-for-1 deals where you rob me of my remaining quality players. Pound sand. So then, 5 days later, once he saw he won in grand fashion, he came on. All right, Nakua Matata, I'm not falling for this shit. Seen that movie too many times. You shined on a week that most teams woke up covered in their own feces. You're the Jags. Lucky to have won it all. Quit celebrating, juice box. I hope your tire falls off on the highway. Gotta go. I need to put water in Brindle's mama's dish.
Golly. Jesus. My man is savage mode right now. Golly.
Yeah, but he won. It worked. Like you said, this guy is playing Bo Nix at quarterback, and 30 fucking points from Bo Nix.
Yeah, that's Bo Nix is actually like best game of his career. 3 total touchdowns. Like he looked. I hate Sean Payton. I really do.
Ooh, time out. This was like life imitating art here, where Sean Payton yelled at Bo Nix during the game, and Jones yelled at his team on the message board, and
Bo Nix yelled back at him. Bo Nix said, and it's like that was crazy because Bo Nix yelled at him, but then Russell Wilson never yelled at Sean Payton. He's like, that's like, come on, man, that's not cool.
Yeah, Ramondre, 22 points. They said they benched him. That just mean they sat him for a series. I took the bait and I played Antonio Gibson. Gibson got me 8 points, which isn't terrible, but at the same time, when you say you're benching someone, you're expecting them to right.
Play. I took the bait because in our 6-person league, I had Stevenson and I dropped him because he's being benched. I'm like, well, you can't start somebody, can't be going bench. You got to pick somebody else for him to score a touchdown. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, Gerard Mayo is now in like fantasy
hell.
Coach doghouse.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, Jamar Chase, 41 points, 10 catches, 193 two touchdowns.
Man. Jamar Chase made Joe Burrow stats look great. He threw a 5-yard pass, and then he took it 70 yards himself. He literally shook one person and just outran everybody. He's like, I'm faster than everybody. So
you got to watch out for your Bengals now because they're like one more loss away from being eliminated, and they might just go in the tank after this. Their head coach is not good. Zach Taylor is not a good coach.
No.
This team could collapse on itself.
It's literally Joe Burrow saying, like, I'm going to do everything possible to keep my head coach. I love my young head coach. You know what I mean? So it's like it's been a long time since they've been to the Super Bowl. So they got to show something. So Michael Pittman Jr., 5 for 37, a touchdown. Those stats are really low for with Joe Flacco throwing on the ball. That's really weird.
Yeah, he's coming back to life, though. He had a terrible first 3 weeks, and last 2 weeks have been pretty good.
Even
decent, at least.
You see Monster on the bench, 80 yards, 17 points? Like, what the fuck?
So, yeah, it was his first game back, so this is like a thing where sometimes I won't play a guy when they're coming back from injuries just to see what they do. I don't know if he did that in this case, but you got to feel good about that.
Yeah, that's true. You know what I mean? And he smoked them in fantasy special teams where New Day Co-op, Trevor Lawrence, they got off the snide and got their first win in a shootout game. Lots of shootout games this week. Lots of them. And, he got the win there. For Trevor Lawrence got the win there. Josh Jacobs, 73 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, bounce back game for him. Tough break by leaving Kirk Cousins on the bench here in his 50 points. It looks bad, but it wouldn't have made a difference. He still would have lost by like 10 points had he played Kirk Cousins anyway.
You just miss out 40 high fives because you had a top fantasy player with 50 points. That's where it hurts. But Zay Flowers, you know what I mean? You got something there with Zay Flowers because Zay Flowers is pretty much has said, I'm the number one wide receiver now. Lamar's like, you are number one wide receiver. I'll throw to you only.
Nico Collins, he's hurt. That's going to hurt New Day. He's the number 2 ranked wide receiver, and I mean, you're going to lose him for probably like 5 weeks or something.
No, you know what hurts is that Nico Collins he's considered week to week. So he might miss a week, play another game, re-injure it again, and then whatever. Like, they're not shutting him down. Like, just say, like, we're going to shut you down for 2 weeks so you can be better. Like, no, I'm going to try to play through it. And they're going to try to play through it and be mediocre. That's what happens.
Yeah, still early. You just shut him down at this point. Hope you get him back by Thanksgiving. The extra week in the NFL season too. The team should take advantage of that.
Right. That's where I'm like. That's why I think some teams do that. I think some teams are like, like Tampa. If you watch Thursday night game, they told you how many players just injured. Like, they're just decimated by their players, and they're like, we're just going to sit them out. But the Saints game happened this week. They're supposedly a lot of them are coming back because it's week 5, week 6 or something. They're like, all right, they're back for week 6. They just missed they just took a month off.
Sneaky play by Jones in his flex spot with Atlanta versus Tampa. He was desperate for a receiver. He got Ray McLeod the third. 6
lucky.
catches, 66 yards.
Wow.
12 points.
So lucky. Ray McLeod. This man does not get more than 6 targets a game, let alone 6 catches a game. And if he only gets 6 for 66, I mean, again, shows how terrible Tampa Bay defense is. Probably won't start the rest of the year. I probably will. But, I mean, it's bad. Bad times. New Day Co-op, though, they have he had Tolbert on the bench, 7 for 87 and a touchdown. You know what I mean? That's a wide receiver to pay attention to there for Dallas. That might help CD. No, he has no running back help.
I don't know who
he has
played
no
Tolbert
running backs.
over.
Literally, he has those 2 running backs on his team, and that's it. There's nothing else. He has a team full of wide receivers. Josh Jacobs going on a bye week. Green Bay going on a bye week. It's a bad time for him.
Yeah, so that's it for the box scores.
It is.
Should we go over the standings real quick?
Yeah, go over standings.
Yeah, there's 4 4-1 teams. I've said that multiple times. They are Smash Hawk, me, Spawn, and Rob Hine. Then we got 2 3-2 teams. 7 teams make the playoffs. So right here's the top 6 with Slade and Jordan both at 3-2. The remaining 8 teams have losing records. There are 4 2-3 teams. That's Art, Brandon, Jones, and Nick, and Dave. I'm wrong. There's 6 2-3 teams. Damn. And then 1-4 team, 1 0-5 team. For all these teams with losing records, you do not want to lose this week. Because, especially if you're one of these 2 and 3 teams, that's just how I look at it. Like, you don't want to fall too far away from that last playoff spot.
Right.
And
you want to get to 3-3.
The league is shaking out right now. Yeah. Some of these winning teams are bound to lose some games, but you don't want to fall too far away from that 7th spot. It's just too many people to step on to get back up.
Because you could be 4-2 and you'd be fine. You know what I mean? But you want to be 3-3 and then fight it out with the 3-3s where people are 3-2. You can fight out 3-3s and just hope you have high points, which I won't because I scored 46 points one week, so I won't be high points ever.
So that's it for the standings. I went over Jones's message board diatribe. Who you got for play of the week?
So my play of the week is Jamar Chase. Without Jamar Chase, the Bengals don't even get close to getting overtime. He single-handedly carried that team, man. It's just, come on, man. A 5-yard pass, shake one person, and just runs it 70 yards? Come on now.
Did they win their fantasy game? Who had him? Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of went with the same thing. I went with Joe Burrow and his 5 touchdowns for Rob because he won by 1 point. And, yeah, I thought Kareem Hunt at first for coming off the street and delivering such a good performance in your victory. But once I saw Spawn won by only 1 point, I had to give it to Joe Burrow.
That's fair. That's fair.
And that's it. You got a Hall of Famer? It's your week.
I do have Fantasy Hall of Famer. So, in honor of the Bengals here, it's funny how this works out. We did not plan this, but for us both being in fantasy players this week, I have a Bengal Hall of Famer. My Bengal Hall of Famer is Corey Dillon. So, Corey Dillon, running back, born 1974. He's 49 years old, 6'1", 225. He played football in Washington. He was second-round draft pick, 43rd pick. He played for the Bengals from 97 to 2003, and then he played for the New England Patriots 2004, 2006. He is a Super Bowl champion, 4-time Pro Bowler. He's Cincinnati Bengal Ring of Honor, the Cincinnati Bengals 50th anniversary team. He is the New England Patriots 2000s team, so that's a big deal. And then New England Patriots All Dynasty team. He's third team All-American 96 and first team Pac-10. So, when you're looking for him, his career stats, 11,000 yards rushing. You know what I mean? Average 4.3, 82 yards rushing. He has a total of 89 rushing, actual total touchdowns. And his peak year was 2004 when he went to the New England Patriots. You remember they won Super Bowl? Yep. 1,600 yards rushing that year. He 345 carries that year. He was a fantasy tank that year. His career went, in the very next year, he died. No. But he just didn't. He played 12 games, 73 yards, 733 yards. His career was fading away. He didn't have it anymore. But he owns 2 franchise records for rushing in a season. Most carries, most postseason carries. Like, this guy, he is it. You know what I mean? So, Corey Dillon, hats off to you.
Yes, I love Corey Dillon. I love watching him play. He was a missing piece on that Patriots team for sure. Remember, they won a Super Bowl with Antoine Smith and at running back. They're like, okay, that was a fluke. We got to go get a real running back now. And Dillon was there for the taking, and they got him from the Bengals. My first year playing fantasy football, me and Chris Fuller, who worked together, went to his brother's friend's house to do a draft. This was before internet drafts, and like I said, we had to leave our lineup on his answering machine. We draft Eddie George in the first round, Keyshawn Johnson in the second round, Brett Favre in the third round, and he looks at me and he goes, "You want to take Corey Dillon?" And I said, "I fucking love Corey Dillon. Let's take Corey Dillon." We started out that season 2-2-1, and Corey Dillon started out pretty bad. And I was like, "Oh no, Corey Dillon's letting me down." He had that game where he rushed for like 270 yards.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
That's
and after that,
crazy.
He was a bulldozer. We won every game the rest of the season in our fantasy league to our championship in that first year I ever played. It was like a 9-game winning streak, and Corey Dillon was a big part of that. I love this pick for this week's Hall of Famer. Great pick.
He 278 yards rushing. That's in 2000. He in at one game. 278 yards rushing is a hell of a lot. Dude, that's a hell of a lot. He had most career carries in the Bengals. He averages the most rushing yards per game for a career as a Bengal for just a smidge under 76 yards per game, which is crazy, you know. And he has and of course he has most postseason career rushing yards at 508 for the Patriots. Patriots aren't known for running the ball later on. It was always passing. So, and especially went to the scat backs. So, yeah, 102 carries in a single postseason for the Patriots. 102 carries in like 3 games. 4 games is a lot of damn carries.
Do you know who the Patriots tried to replace him with then?
The dude from Minnesota. He went from he went to Minnesota, and he looked like Maroney. He was like, what is it? The Ollie version of Steven Jackson. You know what I mean? Like, you're just you're like, oh, it's a tall black dude with braids and he runs really fast. This might work out. And he's like, no, Steven Jackson's like a legit. He could be a fantasy Hall of Famer for us. He might just be. He might be a Hall of Famer for us.
He might already be in.
He might be already in.
No, he's not in yet.
He's not. Well, maybe he's out there hanging on the wings for us. But yeah, Maroney was trash. That was part of the decline of every time Bill Belichick got a first round draft pick, he drafted terribly.
Yes. Yep. And the fantasy community was all in on Maroney those first 2 years, and we're like, oh, this guy sucks. But yeah, that's it for this week. Corey Dillon, great pick. The Bengals sweep. We may never see that again.
Yeah.
2 players a week and the fantasy Hall of Famer.
Absolutely. And we did not plan that. That's what's crazy. We did not plan that.
Yeah. You can't plan that. We never talk about who we're picking for Hall of Fame or Player of the Week. It's always something we spring on each other.
Yeah.
Good luck this week, everybody. Get your waiver claims in, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Have a good night. In Florida, stay safe.